Hello there everybody, this is Krista and welcome back to Crochet Witch Tarot in a very different location. We are just having some Wi-Fi issues, so this is where it was gonna work for now. Yeah, so I'm sitting in our office instead of my little sitting area, so very sorry if that's jarring. I feel like it's gonna be jarring for me editing this. It's gonna be weird to see, but yes, different background. That is a robot arm, so very different from what's going on in my usual sitting area. Anyways, I'll try and keep this one quick. We'll see how that goes too, but you know, just the different backgrounds just throw you off. I feel like they throw me off so much, especially like this is so different. Anyway, let's start with the decks from last week, and we will start with the tarots. So the deck you all voted on for me to use this past week was the Gentle Tarot, which is one of my favorites. And I got to use this one a good amount this week. It's such a perfect summery deck. I love the colors and how this illustration style just works, especially in the summertime. I love the animals, the mix of animals and people, but very like neutral. Neutral people. I don't mean in a sense of necessarily gender neutral, although we definitely see that sometimes. Just where I feel like you can really see yourself in these figures. I think that's really interesting. So I loved having this one out this week, and it paired really well with the oracles I had, which a lot of those were pairings I had not tried, so that was a lot of fun. Oh, this is one of my favorite cards. So that was the Gentle Tarot. Now, the other tarot we used is a new to me deck, and that is the Gilded Tarot Royale by Cheryl Marcetti. And I've never tried one of his decks before, and I just got this itch about his artwork. And I don't know why, because it's not something I've ever been attracted to before. But all of a sudden, it just really piqued my interest, and I felt like I just really wanted to see it in person. And I really loved how this read for me this week. And I realized that actually, I don't know that I have other decks made by male or male presenting people, which was an interesting discovery. And I almost wonder if that's why I just felt suddenly attracted to this deck, is because I maybe needed that kind of masculine energy. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but this deck definitely feels masculine leaning, and that is very different for my collection. I'm hoping the lighting is okay. I'm not sure if it is. But anyway, it's just really different for me, and it felt nice to kind of get outside of my comfort zone. And the guidebook is written by Barbara Moore, and I absolutely love her writing in this book. It's really concise yet expansive, so you just get, you know, a few paragraphs, and I find that to be really manageable for me. When I get guidebooks that are really dense or there's a lot of pages to each card, that tends to really overwhelm me and my ability to just focus, and so I find I don't really go to those guidebooks so often, or I just won't read with those decks so often because I get really concerned about, you know, having to read so much with a reading. Because I do like to look at the guidebook, especially if I'm doing a reading for myself. But this just was really approachable, yet most of the meanings I feel like added something for me, something different to my own knowledge, I suppose you could say. So I really enjoyed working this one, and also just the colors. Look at that card. I mean, the colors really feel summery as well. It just was a nice, bright, different kind of deck for me, so I really enjoyed working with that this week. Alright, I'm trying to put stuff away so I don't make a huge mess in here. Oh my gosh. Usually I have decks all over the floor in my little sitting area, but now I feel like I need to keep them tidy so I don't lose anything. Not that I would lose something, but who knows? I've done worse, you know? Our oracles. So, first we have the Witch's World Oracle. And I really loved this one. I love how simple it is, but I do really like that we get the title and the keyword. That was really nice to read with, and I just felt like it paired so well with both tarot decks, and I've even just had it out when I've been playing around with other decks outside of my decks for the week, and it just pairs well with everything. And it has that really fun, witchy feel. It feels very magical and, you know, helps to really connect to that side. So if that's something you're interested in, I really recommend this deck. And it's just goes through so many different witchy kind of topics. It's just a lot of fun. And I do believe the newer edition, this is an older edition, has more cards. More cards, I think, by like 20 or something like that, which is awesome. So that is the Witch's World Oracle. You can find that on Etsy. And our second oracle was the Old Ways Magic Oracle, which look at this bag. Is that not the cutest? I'm so excited about that one. This I really, really loved with the Gentle Tarot. I've never tried that pairing before, and it just was so awesome. I love this deck. It feels very connected to my own practice, and you just get a lot out of these cards. You know, for a deck that doesn't have many cards, I don't know, I just never feel disappointed by it. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, so why are these all turned around? Oh my goodness. I just love this one. I was so happy to have this one out again. This is one that I know is always going to come out a lot, just because of how well it matches with my current practice. It's just a really useful and fun one for me. So that is the Old Ways Magic Oracle. And last but certainly not least, we also had out our Feel Your Chakras Oracle by Andy Taylor on Instagram, Metaphysics Made Easy. And this was fantastic this week. This one called me out in all the right ways. Like, I know I've mentioned that I have decks that really don't hold punches, but I feel like I can never say that about another deck again, because this one called me out like nobody's business. The way I really enjoyed using this deck, see, this is, look at this. Sacral chakra overactive. I feel clingy. I mean, what other oracle deck do you have that would call you out on something like that? I just think it's so good. So, I don't know why it's all mixed around. I lost my train of thought. That's entirely my own fault for interrupting myself. The way I like to use this one is I would pull my other oracle and my tarot cards, and then once those were all pulled, I would pull one of these. And it was so interesting to see how initially I would look at the oracle and the tarot and kind of automatically have an interpretation for myself, which always leaned on like the kind of gentle, caring side. I think that's just how I tend to interpret for myself. Then I'd pull one of these and it'd be like, oh no, this is what you're missing. You're just not wanting to look at this angle, and you need to. And I love it for that. So this is one. Andy on Instagram is starting a Feel Your Chakras Tarot Challenge for the month of August, which starts tomorrow. Tomorrow is August 1st. And so this is a deck that I plan to keep out all month long. I mean, I just love it. I feel like I would be doing that anyway, but I'm really excited to be doing her challenge over on Instagram. So, technically, that was kind of a segue into also the decks I'm using this week, because this one will be remaining out. Again, the challenge, so I have to, you know? I just love how this one reads. And it's such a, I don't feel like I have any other deck that I would use in that way of pulling a card almost like once the reading's done to really guide the way I am interpreting, which is interesting. Because I tend to have the rose-colored glasses, you know, especially when it comes to myself, and this was really helpful to kind of guide me in the direction of like, this isn't so great, let's look at this over here, and then we'll be okay, you know? Alright, so let's talk about our decks for this week. I think we are going to start with the oracles. We'll flip it around. So first, we have to bring out our new Folktales Oracle, you know? I'm so excited about this one, and I feel like a lot of you are as well after I showed that walkthrough. It's just a beautiful deck, and I'm really excited to learn more about these cards. And again, really just get this into use, because it's got this amazing guidebook with it. I'm just really excited about this Oracle deck. It feels, you know when you get a deck and it already feels special? That's one of my tarot decks too, actually. Spoiler alert. But I am very excited about this one. Our next Oracle. The Celtic Spirit Oracle. Now this is also a new one to me. I'm also, when am I not excited about decks, I feel like? I feel like I always say I'm very excited about this one. Anyway, I really enjoy how these cards look, and again, we get those titles along with the keywords, but the cool thing about this one is you get 3 keywords at the bottom. And I really like the blank space of this, which is interesting, because when it comes to tarot, I don't want blank space. But I think because of that, the oracles I want to pair, I don't want to be super busy. So I don't have too many thoughts on this one yet. But I'm really, really excited about it. Again, this just feels like a direction my own practice is going. So I've kind of been exploring a lot of this like Celtic mythology and practices. This just seems like a really neat deck. I've only heard good things from other people I know that have it. So that is the Celtic Spirit Oracle. Now on. So the deck that you all voted on was the Haksa Tarot, which I'm really excited about. I've got this one a while ago now, and I've been playing around with it myself, but it hasn't come out for a weekly deck yet. And I just finished edging this one. This, what would you call that? Like a dark yellow, like a mustard yellow. It's looking really like gold on the camera. How am I holding that? It's looking really gold, but it's almost like a mustard yellow. And I love how that came out. It kind of matches this pattern on the back. So this is a deck, I really, really love this one. I don't usually get on well with MJ Culline's art style, but this deck I love, and the artwork in this deck I really, really just connect with. And I think it's probably because it's that fairy world we're getting. But I think it's just an interesting deck. It's one of those where it's every card you can really look at the images and just find something different to look at and a new way to see the cards. So I'm really excited to have this one get some more play this week. And I feel like it's going to be really interesting paired specifically with that Celtic Spirit Oracle. So that is the Haksa Tarot. And the second tarot we will be using is the Green Witch Tarot. I think that's what it's called. Green Witch Tarot. I'm so excited about this one. This is the other one I was saying that as soon as I got it, I just felt special and instantly connected to it. It feels just, again, really aligned with my practice. I feel like that's been the theme as of late, is really going for that earth energy with the fae and kind of green hedge witchery. And this totally fits the bill, of course. It's the Green Witch Tarot. So I'm really excited to get to use this one. Oh my gosh, I could just look at these pictures all day. I'm so excited about this one. And I just finished, well, actually half finished a bag for it. Another one with this yarn. It just seemed like it wanted to be in there, so we'll finish that one up. But anyway, I'm really excited to get to know this one. But other than that, I think we're gonna end it there, because that was all my decks. And I don't think I have anything more to say. I will be filming my July favorites video, so I will save my anecdotes for that, I suppose. So other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful beginning to your week.